South Africa is in a voting crisis. More and more young people do not vote. It is estimated up to 80% of young people did not even register in the last election. That is the estimates. So I have brought my friend to discuss today why this is the case. My friend Lahakwe did not vote in the last election. He has a reason why, but I want to understand it. I want to understand why a lot of young, especially African people, young people, do not vote in our country. Lahakwe, good day.
Hey man, thank you for having me. And honestly, I've never thought of it, but thank you for bringing it up, because at least people that are home watching this who relate to me can also see themselves in this conversation.
Yes.
So I'm ready for whatever questions or points you want to discuss today.
The thing I want to understand is, so you and I have always we've always enjoyed politics since we were in school, okay? When it came time for us to vote in our first election, we had pretty much just finished school.
That is correct.
Why then did you go from like super political, talking about politics, looking at politics overseas in America and all various countries, then when it came turn to your own country, you just threw in the towel?
That question is one that a lot of people don't feel comfortable answering. And I will admit I don't either, because at the time I did it as a rebellious move, in the sense that I didn't believe in the system that I was voting in.
Yeah.
This is the electoral system. I was like, I'm going to vote, and most probably ANC is just going to take my vote in whatever way that they take it. Because we've always seen them in power, I felt that it was useless actually voting against them, because I didn't really feel that the power that I had was one that was going to actually make a difference. So the next best thing was for me to rebel against the system by not voting. But another thing, I also felt that being raised in the family that I did, and maybe it's different for a lot of other people, but those that relate will definitely stay and watch, is that when you're raised in a black family and you have a lot of relatives that share different ideas, the reality is no one really speaks about what party they vote for. No one really speaks about why they vote for the party that they vote for. So as a young person, as you said, as I finished school, I got an opportunity to vote in the previous election. I was bombarded by information, because I was like, I don't really believe in the parties that are before me. Because on the one hand, I have the red party, which is the EFF for those of you that don't know. And then on the other hand, I have the green party, which is the MK. And then I also have the yellow party, ANC. And then lastly, I have the blue party, which is the DA. I'll refer to them in those colors because, hey, I don't want to, take a jab at a specific party. But I now came out of school and I'm like, I have all of these options. I don't really believe that all of these options embrace what I believe. So I look at the green party and I'm like, I don't want to go in that direction because, yeah, he's just a replica of the yellow party. I look at the yellow party. They've been in power for over 3 decades now. And in that time that have been in power, they've never really done anything for me. And I'm believed to be seen as the born free. Honestly speaking, I don't think I'm free. Honestly speaking.
Why? Okay. Why is that? Let's go into it. I want to carry on with everything to do with the voting. Okay. But why do you believe that you are not free? And do many young people believe that they are not free?
Okay, I'll not speak on their behalf. I'll speak from my experience, right? I do not believe that I was born free. Or I do not believe I was born free, but I'm referred to as a born free, because a born free is a person born after 1994, because now we live in a free democracy.
Apartheid ended.
Yes, apartheid ended, no more oppression and all of that, which to a very large degree it's true. And for people like my parents or even the generation before them, what the yellow party did for them, the ANC, this is all historically accurate,
was tremendous.
Yeah, it freed them from a oppressive government, which kudos to them. That was amazing. That was brilliant. Like the whole world shone a spotlight on South Africa because we were like the Rainbow Nation. We were freed from this oppressive state and we're actually creating something that's never been done before. And a lot of people believed in that. A lot of people still believe in that. But I look at the people that were allowed to be free, which were my parents' generation, and I'm like, how free are they? From the lives that they were living then to the lives that they're living now, how free are they? I agree. My parents have a well-paying job. They raised me very well. They gave me opportunities they never got. But honestly, is that what we were fighting for? The bare minimum. And I would even argue to say less than the bare minimum. But I'm now born free, and I'm like, what opportunities await me? The education system is something that has failed me, which is run by the current government that's in power.
So to sum it all up, the system which is collapsing, no one can deny that the roads are worse than they've ever been.
Yes.
Transnet doesn't even work. Eskom, well, they put it together again with duct tape and maybe some spit. We don't know how we don't have load shedding anymore.
Yeah.
Thankfully we have lights. Thank you. Please stay on. And
Don't jinx it, yeah.
And the entire country is basically, the only thing that works is the private sector.
Yes, which is not owned by the government.
Precisely.
Yeah.
So you felt like, okay, everyone votes for the Yellow Party. The Yellow Party has been in power for the longest of times, and they have basically messed up the country.
From the way that I see it.
From the way that you see it. EFF is the fringe movement of the Yellow Party. They basically take all the bad elements of the Yellow Party, put them in a party, that's what you have. And the MK, I mean, I don't know, they just...
To a very large degree, copy-paste.
They're just a copy-paste of the ANC. Probably a bit more extreme. So you have all of these parties, they're all fighting each other, they don't like each other, okay, for the most part. And now you're sitting there thinking, what is the point of my vote?
Yes.
Is that what got you there? And why though? Like, I do get the fact that what is the point of my vote? I would say every minority in this country feels like that. Every person that's a minority feels like that, whether it's Indian, whether it's white, whether it's colored. But why do you, as a young black individual
who lives part of a majority,
Exactly.
feel that way? Well, I would say to a very large degree is because we don't have these kind of conversations about politics in a constructive manner. We have it, but it's more of a, I am fighting against you and why you want to vote for that party. Just making a theoretical example. If I have a family that consists of my mother, my father, my grandmother, my grandfather, all four of them vote for different parties. One votes for the yellow, one votes for the green, one votes for the blue, one votes for the red, right? All of them have different beliefs and they believe in different parties. I, as a young person now stepping into this life of adulthood and the opportunity to now vote for a party, I'm like, okay, who should I vote for? If I vote for the red party, then 3 of my family members are going to be like, what's wrong with you? If I vote for the green, same thing. The yellow, same thing. And the blue, same thing. So now I really sit there and I'm like, which party is actually best representative of me?
the younger generation?
Yes. And I really can't see any because no one has really taken the time to discuss with me as, hey, listen, I believe in the red party because this is what they stand for and this is what they've done for me. I believe in the yellow party. This is what they've done for me and this is what they stand for. I believe in the blue party. This is what they stand for. And again, I have to take responsibility because at the time I had never done research for myself as to what does this party stand for and that party and that party. But now I'm at a point where I've actually done the research where I'm like, okay, I can see with a better lens as to what exactly is transpiring in our country.
But do you think the reason you even coming to that conclusion is because you've seen more and more podcasters actually speak about politics?
I think that is that's what made the scales
axiom.
tip. Yeah.
No, that makes sense. And I know a lot of young people that don't vote.
Yes.
Funny enough, I think more young girls vote than young men. It's almost a funny thing where this is just what I've seen from the people. I don't know if this is a statistic. I'm not quoting statistics. I'm just quoting what I have seen from the friends I know, from the African friends I know. The ones who don't vote predominantly are black males, and the ones who are black that do vote are predominantly female. Okay, funny enough, the people I know. But do you think it's like young men are more rebellious?
I would say so, and they're not afraid to show it.
But they're scared to rebel by voting for another party because they haven't been educated in that and they don't believe in the system anymore. What's the point of my vote? And if I vote for, let's say, the DA, then I'm looked at as the DA are the white man. We mustn't support the white man because they apartheid, they this, they that.
Yes.
And therefore you decide, okay, well, I'm not going to vote for the DA. I don't like the ANC, so therefore I'm not going to vote.
Yeah. I think you're spot on with that. That is exactly where I found myself when I just came out of school. I lacked the knowledge of knowing what the different parties stand for and which ones I would want to vote for. But now that I've grown older, I've gained a bit more knowledge, I'm like, okay, I'm now clear on where I want to go. And because I realized that my rebellion against the system by not voting is actually me doing myself a disservice. Because after I didn't vote, I was back at ranting. I was like, oh, look at our country, look at potholes, look at this. But then a voice deep down inside said to me that, listen, you chose not to vote. What if the vote that you had casted would have encouraged the next person to vote? And then we would have actually seen a change. Because we underestimate the little that we can do.
Yeah. But it comes down to that principle that I've heard shared before, that I think it's you are 3 people away from influencing 1 billion people.
1 million.
Is it
a million?
Million?
Yes.
But if my math is correct, if you influence 100 people in your life, just 100, and they influence 100 people, that would be 10,000, okay? Then you do the math, that just expands.
Yes.
It gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And I think that is what the other minorities, you could say, even the white people, understand. That's what we brought up believing. We brought up believing that you're an individual and you can change the world.
Yeah.
And I don't think that has been deeply rooted in African culture. And I don't think that the government currently wants people to believe that. Because if you, like you personally, believe that you can change this country, you can.
Yeah.
And if you believe, okay, well, maybe my vote doesn't matter now in 2029, let's say, the coming election, but my vote will matter in 2039 when I can actually now, the parties that were are now smaller, there's new parties that are growing, and I can help influence people. And I think that's the message that, and correct me if I'm wrong, if this is not what you believe, because this is what I see. I think that this country can be turned around by the individuals. And that's what the message needs to be, is one person at a time. It's one soul at a time, one vote at a time, and that's how you change this country.
I have to double down on that and actually say I 100% agree with you, because even from this video that we're releasing, if we can encourage just one young person who looked at the 2024 elections and said, I'm really not going to make that much of a difference. Let me just sit back and enjoy this holiday, because I believe on the election day it was a holiday. They're like, let me enjoy this holiday. You know, I understand why they did that, because I was in the same place, but I would really encourage them to look at this upcoming election and be like, let me just try, because you really don't lose anything from casting your vote. Whether you choose to vote for the ANC or you choose to vote for the EFF or the DA or the MK, which I would prefer that you vote for the one that I would prefer, which is
The Blue Party.
Blue Party.
Yeah.
But
Blue Party, or quite honestly, any other party.
yeah,
Besides,
the
there's a
three.
few. No, but there's a few small parties that are a bit cringe.
Yeah, but I would honestly encourage you, vote for whatever it is that you want. At least you're voting. At least your voice is out there.
But if you are voting for the parties that are, like the 3 other big ones, the red, the blue, and the red, the green, and the yellow, know that you're voting for what has already happened.
Yes, you are
Nothing
not really
is going to
contributing
change.
Yeah.
You're basically voting for the status quo, which is a crumbling country. And I think that's what people need to realize.
Yeah. I think we've said enough.
Yeah. So thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe and comment down below what you think. We believe here at the Brohood that we can change the nation and just have conversations and dialogue. We do not necessarily just want people who think like us, believe what we believe. We want people that are willing to challenge and bold, because ultimately that is what this country needs. If you think that maybe Zuma is a good guy, well then one day let's have a chat. Let's find out why. Because that's the only way we can create dialogue and change. That is what we believe here at the Brohood. We may believe one thing today that we axiomatically believe, but tomorrow, if through reason, logic, and understanding we can change our minds for the better, That is how you make a true, free, and prosperous society. So thank you for watching.